Hello horsefans and welcome back to the Imperfect Question.
I kinda adore you, but don't get too proud. You're like my favorite snack, I won't say it out loud. I won't say you're perfect, we all know you're not. But hey, you're the best kind of way that I got.
So the Top Barn Challenge is currently on and we are participating in that, as you know. And for the last 3 sessions, what we've done is some trailer traveling training. So I'm not only kind of re-practicing with JJ actually loading onto the trailer to get her comfortable with that again, but I've been taking her out on some little outings just to get a little trip in on the trailer, just to settle her down, see how she goes, and then when she comes back sometimes I reload her just to see if it's improved, if it's worse, and I'm just really taking note of everything she's doing, even from the fact of how she reacts as soon as I go to get the trailer. So if you'd like to watch some of the sessions we've been having, I'll let you go watch them. So looking at JJ, and we ask, at what point does trailer anxiety start? I went to get the trailer, I've hooked up the trailer, there it is, and I've come in and she immediately started walking to the other side of the field, had a poot and walked over there. And she's coming back towards me now, but not directly, she's thinking about it. So obviously we can tell that trailer anxiety does start as soon as I bring the trailer around. So we have to consider that. Good girl, she's coming now. She wants to be a good girl, but she's just obviously anxious. Here she comes. Good girl. There we are. Right, she'll probably walk up before I get the head colour on her again. Yep. She's just anxiety. She came for a treat and off she goes again. So if she goes off and stays off, is she going to go off and stop? Tell you what she's probably going to do, go down to that gate and see if I let her in there. Nope, she stopped. I might go see if she'll let me approach her. So just before I started approaching her, Comanche actually came down, and because he was heading towards the gate, she went down to the gate and wanted to make sure she was the first one there. So I think she's just hoping I'll go let her into that field, but she is very aware that there is a trailer in the yard. So I'm going to catch her up now and take her up to the trailer and try some loading. So we're at the gate and I've caught her up. She doesn't seem too worried that I put her on the head collar or anything. She's still hoping we'll go in that field. So I'm not going to rush and take her up. I'm just going to spend a minute or two here with her. Just be, bonding. And then I'll just lead her up. On our way up, she's actually leading ahead of me now. Quite sticky on the ground, so not easy. I'm hoping, trying to pay attention to not fall over as we go. I've got her on a nice long lead so she can sort her own legs out as we go up. We're out the yard now by the trailer. I'm just letting her have a little graze here whilst we recover from trying to get through all that mud. And then I'll probably move around a little tiny bit just near to the trailer, just let her have a sniff. And I might even try, because she does know how to do it, I might try walking on all the front open. Everything's open to walk straight through. So I'll see how that goes. Trusting that she'll follow me. So the neighbour's horse is neighing a bit, and she's paying attention to that, and that's distracted her from us leading on. Good. So I sent her on that time. Everything's still open that she can get all the way through, and she took that a little bit better. Good girl. Just let her rest. She wants to rest half in and half out the doorway. Want to do that a couple more times? Nice, just a bit nearer. You can see her right in your face now. Good girl, JJ. Good girl, JJ. So we're standing in a little bit further back now. She's got all 4 feet in the trailer, but just not where you would for travelling. So I'm going to now have to go to exit. There we go, lovely. Just letting her have a little graze because she did well then. Yeah. If I can get myself organised. Come on, Gigi. Come on. She may not do so well because I'm holding the phone at the same time today. we go. In she goes, nice through. And again, just choosing to stand there. Really good. Very pleased with her. Yes, JJ, very good girl. Just allowing her to rest in here. Good girl. Good girl. Come on, walk on. Good girl. I'm going to ask her straight back round. Good girl. Good girl. Let's see if she'll go in again. Good girl. That's it. Good girl. Give her nice scratches. Good girl. She's eating a bit of the hay that's on the floor there. That's old hay, but you know, there's some new hay in front of her there and a hay net, but can't choose her taste in hay. So this is really, really nice. I'm really proud of her. I'm pleased with how she's loading. So I'm going to move it on a bit of a step now and probably just walk around outside for a second, and then I'm going to put the bar across and see if I can get into more of a loading position properly. Oh, now she's found the hay net. Well, this is nice. She's actually moving herself back more into a travel position. I mean, potentially from this position here, I'm not saying it's a good idea, but I could, if it was secure, obviously you can see it's open to the road here, but I could step out, lock up the back door, go around to the front and move her back into position rather than getting into the position. So we have to work with how she is. But I don't really want to do that at the moment, because if she did move off whilst I was shutting the door, then I'm going to lose her a little bit there. I want to feel nice and comfortable and relaxed in here. Yes, you baby. So I did actually put her in the way we said in the end, where I put her through the back door and she went forward, and my husband actually came out, so I asked him to just stand with her for a minute and make sure she didn't just come out and just run off. But I did say if she wanted to come out, that's fine, and I shut the back door and she stayed in there just fine. I came round, I pushed her back a bit and shut the bar on the section there to put her in. That was fine, and hopefully we'll have a very positive trailer ride now. I'm in the car with my husband and the trailer's hooked on behind. We're just going to take her just a drive out and come back again. So we'll just pop into the local shop. I shall check on her when we get there. She won't come out of the trailer at all, and then we'll come back and hopefully that'll be a nice positive ride for her. We'll see how it goes. So here she is. She seems relatively calm. I think we had a good drive to the shop so far. Can't see much sweat on her at the moment. I had my husband rating my driving and telling me where he thought I could improve to make it a better journey for her, to make it more enjoyable. So back from the shop, just going to see how she is. There you are. You eating your hay? Looks like she's been having some munching. That's a good sign. Shows she's settled enough to eat the hay anyway. And I've not heard her banging whilst I was approaching. Sometimes she can be quite bangy in the trailer. So you alright, darling? Right, let's get her home, safe as we can, and we'll see if she's all sweaty when we get back, which sometimes she can be after a trailer ride. Yes, darling, talking about you. Okay, we're back home from the trip out with the trailer. It's a big reveal of how she did. Let's have a look. There she is. Let's have a closer look. Switch around. Well, looking at her in here, she's still eating. She looks very calm. She's not stomping around. Apart from the mud from earlier, her chest looks nice and dry. We'll see properly when she comes out if she looks sweaty or not, but I'm pleased with how, pleased with how she looks so far. Okay, just getting her out. There she goes. So looking around, just the rain from this morning, that's not sweat, it's just rain. All the bits where she normally sweats up look really nice and dry. Rubbed the bum a little bit by the looks of it, but that's nothing terrible. No, oh, she stood on a lead rope, she'll figure that out. Looks pretty good, very pleased with that. I think she had a very, very positive trailer ride today. Very happy with that. Oh, and a nice blowout, that's lovely. So I've got her back in the yard, and she's just snorted probably like 6 or 7 times, which is crazy. So that just shows how much, we're going in to get the hay, how much tension she was holding. and it's lovely to see her release it all. Right, I'm going to get her head collar off and walk the dog, and then I can let her out in the bottom field. So I've just come to sort out the trailer. Now I've put her back in the yard and in the field, and I've noticed no poops on the floor. That's like the first time ever that she hasn't pooped when travelling. So that's got to be the best trip she's ever had. That's great. And there we are, back out in the field. Everywhere's a muddy mess at the moment. Not really any grass anywhere. But yeah, she doesn't look anyway bothered by the fact that she's had a trailer ride today. Really happy with the progress that she had with that. We'll try another time and do another little trip and keep doing that to make it better. Week 2 of taking JJ out in the trailer again. So some travel practice, see how she does. She did really well last time. I'm hoping it's going to be just the same this time. I'm going to go try and find the camera to put inside so that we can actually watch her inside on the journey today and see how relaxed or stressed that she might be at different areas of the journey. So the good news is that where you see JJ in the field now is exactly where she was when I brought the car around to hook up the trailer. So unlike last week, whereas as soon as I brought the car around, she was walking around and going off. She didn't want to stay with Comanche at all. She is actually just grazing on the tiny bit of grass that's around. And if anything, she's heading slightly more this way. So she's looking a bit more relaxed for the fact that I've hooked up the trailer. So that's a really good sign. So I've just got the ramp down, ready to get her in a bit. And you can see if I go down, zoom in on her. There she is. She is actually coming up now, but she did actually move from where she was grazing and just go off down to the bottom hedge. So I think there was a little bit of anxiety again about the fact that the trailer had the ramp come down. So we'll just take note of that and hopefully we'll see changes. But she is actually, you can see, coming up to the yard. So that's really good. She's not just stayed away, she's coming back up. Come on, good girl. So she's actually been a lot more anxious today and taken a lot more repetition to get to a good stage of loading. Just throw that on top. But now I've got her till she'll just walk in, pop the bar up. Sorry, it's all a bit awkward with filming. And she'll stand at the front with the bar on as well. So it took a little bit to get to that point today because she has been quite anxious, I think, just in general, not just about the box. But yeah, I'm going to take her in and out a few more times yet. I don't want to lock her in. Yeah, I want her to feel really good about this situation. So you can see at the minute I've got both bars up. She's coming straight in and just kind of being a bit more calm, a bit more settled, eating her hay, which is a good sign. Earlier on, even when I had both bars down, she just couldn't stop herself in it. She'd go straight out the front door and there was like a nervous energy just moving her forward. So yeah, really improved, really happy. I'll do a couple more of them and then we're going to set off. We've finished doing our repetitions and she's all settled, ready to go. So while she's in the trailer, I'm going to be making some observations and seeing her behaviour and noting what I think she's thinking. I'm just shutting the trailer ramp door up, and for some reason this day it didn't shut properly, so it's quite bangy shutting. In fact, most of the trailer wasn't really working very well today. You'll see this top door has to have a bit of a bang shut as well. Now she's just looking around. There is a little bit of licking and chewing. She doesn't look too alarmed at this point, but I'm noting that she is not actually eating anything. So here she is. She does this quite often to try and get nosebands off and things like that, so it's not an itch. She's just trying to free herself a little bit. And she can hear me walking around outside, so she's very interested in that.
You okay? Set down it, ready to go?
She appears to be inquisitive and fairly settled, but you'll see again we have a bit of a trailer fault and the door doesn't want to shut straight away. So again, we're back to banging things around her. She copes very well with the noise and the banging. I'm in the car now, ready to set off. Flying solo today, not got Pete to give me guidance, so I'll have to really pay attention to my own driving today. I haven't got a backup to tell me where I'm going wrong. So even before we set off, you can see she seems to be rocking her weight backwards and forwards quite a bit. Almost looks like we're in motion already. No particular reaction there to the car starting up. Just a bit strange how she seems to rock around quite a lot as if we're moving. We still haven't moved at this point. She's still rocking back and forth, but at least she's looking and chewing, and she does have a little sigh out now. So we're just starting to move off, so everything from this point forward should be a reaction to some sort of motion with the car. Now here I've pulled forward a little bit on the driveway, and I'm just waiting to see if any cars are waiting to go past it, which there was a couple. And then you'll notice that we take a corner straight away to start with. So you'll see her leaning against the side and bracing herself a little bit as we go around. I do go extremely slow around this corner. I don't know why, because it's tight, they seem to get very unsettled easily. I'm sure it did not help her confidence at all that at this point a car decides to overtake us at speed and makes quite a loud noise outside. It's nice to see that at this point she still does do some licking and chewing, and she's genuinely looking quite inquisitive around, although you can note that she's not settled it enough to eat hay. Now this first part of the road we're on, I am going quite slow, but it is an excessively bumpy road. It's almost like it's full of potholes. It's a really uneven road, but it's not actually potholes. It's very difficult to describe. It's kind of, it is a main road, but almost acts a bit like a backcountry lane. So it's very, very loud in there and very, very rattly. And I'm really not at all surprised that she finds it a very stressful experience, even when I am driving in a sensible way. I would be quite scared in the back there, and I can see why she has perhaps travelled better in the past when she's had Comanche in there as well, because obviously you're going to feel a lot better if you've got a friend in there to cope with these situations as well. It is scary, and I hope she can get past any fear she has of it. It's very difficult for her. So now we have just a little bit of relief for her. We're a little bit further down the road. The tarmac is a little bit better. You can see it's very much a smoother ride now, and the noise level has dropped considerably because we're not hitting as many bumps and drifts and things like that. So just about to approach a junction. You'll see a reaction to me slowing down in a minute and also turning around the corner. She's bracing herself well there. Really good reaction from her. I had to pull over slightly just to let her car that had been following me pass, because obviously I'm going a lot slower than them, and then I could set off again. She's coping quite well with all this stopping and starting and going. Nothing too severe. As we set off straight again, you can see that she's settling back down into a bit of a rhythm. Tiny side there and a little bit more licking and chewing, but very small and very secretive. At this point she's looking about as calm and settled as she does on the journey. She didn't really ever eat the hay. We're about to do another turn, so we're just slowing down for that, and then you can see as we pull off again. I'm not sure why just pulling off very slowly gives such a severe reaction to the trailer, but it does seem to. There we are, she coped nicely and she's settling very quickly back into moving forward again. This is on the return back home, the road back home. It's just before a really bumpy bit. She does seem to be quite settled and have found a good stance for travelling now. And now we're just pulling up at home, and I'm going to pull the car to a stop, and then after that we're just going to reverse it. So she's having to shift her weight around in several different directions here. Obviously the pulling up's quite slow. I did have to pull from one side of the road to the other to get into our drive, so there was a bit of an angle there, and obviously shifting her to go backwards now, and also it's turning around the corner going backwards, is going to feel quite odd as well. So we're finally coming to a stop here. You can see a little bit of a reaction as we pull up, and she's looking relatively calm. Her ears are flicking around to get some information, and obviously she can't see outside, so she wants to know what's going on. But assessing her at this point, you would definitely say she'd had a good journey, or at least a good enough journey. We're back from the ride, and she looks a bit calmer, if anything, now, so hopefully she had a really good ride. I heard nothing from her at all whilst we were going round. If I'm honest, when I drive, I think my mind wanders a little bit, and I can forget a little that there's a horse in the back. I didn't do anything I don't think wrong today, but I can see why maybe on a longer journey, Comanche calling, maybe on a longer journey, I might forget a little bit, go maybe fast around a corner, or forget where I'm turning and stop a bit too close to the turn, you know, rather than giving a long time to slow down up to the turn. I can see how I might do that, and that may not have been such a pleasant experience for her in the past. Maybe I'm thinking I could get one of those cameras that I put in the trailer. I mean, you lot will have seen how she's been doing, because I put one of my cameras in the back of the trailer at the moment to record how she's been doing. So you'll have seen a bit of the journey, which I haven't seen yet, so I'll see that in a bit. Oh, sorry. But yeah, so maybe I'll get a camera that can, you know, the ones that you put in and to send an image to your phone, and then that'll help remind me constantly that she's in there, and also I can see how she's doing on the journey, which will be a big help for me as well. So I think it's a mixture of getting her more used to it, and also really being honest with myself about my own driving skills with the trailer on. And I mean, I'm good at reversing and I can drive the trailer, but I have to be careful. I think my mind wanders, and I am not as efficient as I could be for traveling her. Right, let's get her out and have another little practice in and out. Now we're back and we've stopped moving. Banging the door or not banging the door, you can see that she's settled enough to eat the hay now, which is not something she was willing to do so much before. So I'm very happy that she's okay in the environment. It's just when it moves around, really. So taking a quick look at her now, she's out the trailer. It's hard to tell because it has been raining today and she was wet before we started. But I think, I'll have to check back on the footage, but I think here and here are new little sweat patches. So perhaps she was a little bit more anxious on that ride than last time. I'm not sure why she would feel different today compared to last week. Hopefully she shouldn't try and go underneath that. Don't be silly, JJ. Right, I'm going to try and get her in again and see how that goes. I just wanted to check that the ride hadn't completely put her off going in the trailer, so I decided just to load her a couple more times before finishing altogether, just to make sure that she was happy to go in and out. You can see she's snatching hay, which is a really good sign. I didn't close any bars up on that time, and she's happy to stand in there as well, even though she's not standing in the travelling position. So very good, happy she was ready to go straight back in there. And here I put the bar up, and I'm actually sending her this time, and she's still happy to go back in. And I put the bar across the back, and I will come through to the front to release her. Well, I've just let her in once without the breast bars up, and she was good with that. And then I put the breast bar up and sent her in and put the back one up, and she's been good with that. Apart from now, she's just testing the back bar. So, but yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. I think that's enough for today. So I'll put her away now. Overall, she's been an amazing girl today, even though when I started the session she was very, very anxious. She's really earned some more hay in the barn and a good rest. Taking another look at her now she's inside, I actually think they weren't sweat marks and it was just rain, because they're not really equal on both sides. So that's really good news. It's week 5 of Top Barn Challenge, and I'm going to do another trailer travelling. And I don't know if you just saw before she disappeared, but JJ was actually still in the barn. So she didn't run off in the field when I loaded up the trailer and car and moved it forward a little bit. So that's progress. Here she is, happily enjoying some hay. I'm going to put the halter on now and take her out to see how it's going. It's a little bit later in the evening. Finished a little bit early from work today, so we'll see how she does. Okay, she's in, and there was a lot less anxiety than there was on session 2. So we went around a few times still. She was a tiny little bit hesitant the first time I put the bar back up. Eating my fingers. First time I put the bar back up again. But after that she was fine and came in, and we've just shut the door. That's nice. And it's starting to rain, so we're going to go out and have a little drive.
We've been driving around, singing songs way too loud because we wanna. Picking up all our friends, fill up the car till it bends because we wanna. Yeah, we just wanna have fun. The trunk's full of wine. We're gonna stay up, have the time of our lives. The night is young, don't need anybody else. We came to party all night long.
dropped a bit. Good girl. Doesn't look sweaty at all. I didn't hear a call. Nice little short journey. Seems very positive. Ready to come out? So looking around, it's easy to tell though because it's just mud and the mud's dry, but there's definitely no sweat patches with a poop stain, but no sweat patches on her anywhere that there would be stress sweat at all. Gonna have a quick look inside, see if she had any poops. No poops in there. That's really good. Well, I think possibly that was one of our most successful trailer loading, well, not loading, but travelling, trailer loading and travelling sessions that we've had so far. The whole session was just 40 minutes. So that's the shortest one we've had so far. So ideally, I want to see her be really confident getting in straight away. She was, but then usually by the time we take her around for the second or third time, she's thinking whether she should still get on or not. So I want to get it where every time she gets on, she's very, very confident. And then I'll be more happy that if I take her somewhere that she's going to get on again to come home, because that's where I've been having a bit of trouble. So I suppose what we'll do from this point onwards is we'll try and travel to somewhere, get her out, and oh, my light's going, and get her back in again. Well, thanks for joining us. We're going to continue practicing that, and hopefully she'll get a lot better, and you'll see a bit more of it in the future. Maybe when we actually go out somewhere, you'll see a loading to go and loading to come home again, and hopefully we're not going to have so many problems as when I come home. At the minute she's a little bit unwilling to load to come home from places, so hopefully that's really going to improve. So I'll see you again next time. Bye.